Welcome to our preview of racing back here at Caulfield on Saturday, and it is Pink Ribbon Cup Day, so make sure you get down here and support the worthy cause of raising money for breast cancer research. Michael Sharkie from the shark.com.au and North Melbourne's #1 fan has joined us this morning again to have a look at the fields. And Mick, the carnival rolls on in Sydney, but we've got a good meeting here at Caulfield Saturday, haven't we?
Yeah, really solid meeting here, Holmesy. It's a good card, 8 races and plenty of depth across the day.
We'll touch on a couple of the Group 1 races in Sydney, the Doncaster Mile and the Galaxy in a little while, but we're going to dissect Caulfield's meeting, and you've found a best bet for us.
Yeah, Vain Attraction at around that $4 mark. It's a filly that's on the improve. We saw her win first up at Moonee Valley. She sat off the speed there and really launched late in the race. She didn't get going till the last 100. It was a really fast run race that, and I think she was just running for her legs early. We've seen Trey Veet come through the race and win at its next start, so I think it's going to be a decent form race. And at that $4 mark, I think she's good value and a good chance to go back-to-back.
And the claim for Caitlin Mallion, obviously a huge advantage there for Vain Attraction. What about something at each way odds for the punters?
At each way odds, yeah, I think we'll look towards Gale early in the day. She's ready to win this mare. The last prep was a little bit ordinary, but she's showing signs that she's going to get back to her best this time around. She didn't have a lot of luck last start, but she was good at Bendigo prior to that in that Bendigo bracelet. So I think getting out in distance to her right trip now, this is a really winnable race for her. And again, around that $6 or $7 mark, I think Gale's the way to go.
And your value bet for the afternoon comes up in the feature, the Pink Ribbon Cup. It's an import, carries 60 kilos. Eddie Cassar aboard.
Yeah, a horse called Seville for Robert Hickmott and Lloyd Williams. This is a top-class European stayer. You look through his form card and there's just Group 1 references all the way through. He was a really high-class 3-year-old over the staying distances. Look, 1,400 metres is obviously going to be short of his best. But look, I'm encouraged by the fact that he was able to race really well at 1,400 metres in Ireland earlier in his career as a 2-year-old. And he has since won an 1,100 metre barrier trial at Cranbourne. Look, he didn't beat much in the barrier trial. The class of horse wasn't great. But the fact that he was able to get up and about and win at 1,100 metres in a trial quite comfortably gives me some encouragement that he's going to run a good race here. And at $26, I think he's over the odds because he's the best horse in the race.
Terrific. All right, so Vain Attraction is Mick Sharkie's best for the afternoon. Gale at each way odds, and the best roughie is the import Seville. As I said earlier, Mick, some great racing in Sydney over recent weeks. Great results for the Victorians, particularly last weekend with Atlantic Jewel and Ethiopia winning. You've had a look at the Doncaster Mile and the Galaxy for us. Firstly, the Doncaster, what are your thoughts?
Really keen on Sincero here. Everyone's talking up Secret Admirer, and yes, she was terrific in the rider, but Sincero was just as good. He covered a lot of ground in that race, and he just kept finding the line. There was a wall of horses that went to the line within sort of half a length of each other in that race. Rekindled Interest was another one. But I just really like Sincero. He's got a sense of timing about him. He's going to get through the wet ground, and we are expecting a very wet track up there this weekend. So at the each way odds, I'll plump for him.
And on a wet surface, there's probably no one more adept in it than your selection in the Galaxy.
Yeah, Temple of Boom, I think he's the forgotten horse. He's had 3 runs in all on good tracks, good threes, and we know he just finds a leg in the wet. You get as much as $15 or $16 with some agencies about this horse in the Galaxy, and it's not an overly strong Group 1. So he's going to need luck because he does get back in the field and run on, but he's an absolute mudlark, and at $15, $16, you're mad if you don't have something on him each way.
And were you as forward last week about Atlantic Jewel as the rest of us?
Yeah, I think she's fairly useful. That was a good win, wasn't it? Almost as good as the Kangaroos win against Geelong on Sunday.
Can they beat the Swans?
Yes.
Thanks, Mark, for your time.
Not can, will.
Mick Sharkie from the shark.com.au joining us here on RVTV, looking at the feature meeting at Randwick on Saturday and, of course, here at Caulfield on the weekend.